Hey everybody, welcome to Johnny's Kitchen. I really appreciate you guys coming out and checking this out. Loving the support. For my old school folks, thank you for returning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this. What do you say? So today we're going to be covering a cheesy chicken pot pie. It's so wonderful. I like to use a medium cheddar myself. You can maybe mix some other ones in there if you want, but I like the salty, savory taste of a medium cheddar. Sharp's just too hard for this type of thing. So now for the chicken pot pie, I always use chicken breasts. I like to boil my chicken breasts ahead of time because it lets me get them an even cook. The texture is the same throughout, inside and out. I can then tear it apart kind of like pulled pork and make it part of that wonderfulness that we're going to see later. White onions, choose your onions. I like white onions in this. You can use red or whatever. Green onions, celery, carrots. I like to put, well, of course, you got to have peas, you know, in your chicken pot pie. That's kind of a staple. That's chicken broth, some mushrooms, some cheese. Yeah, no, not all that cheese is going in there, but we'll have to see about that maybe. This is a cornstarch slurry. Basically, it's a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and some milk. That's going to be our binder, okay? That's what's going to put it all together and make sure everything comes together the way they want it to be. Taste, texture-wise, it's going to be great. What I did not add in here is any seasoning that we want to put in here, salt, pepper, stuff like that. We will do that as we're cooking the filling in the skillet. So, okay, let's get on with it. Okay, now that we know what goes into the chicken pot pie, this thing is so easy to make. It's so easy to put together. That's why I love doing it. So, what I've got over here is I've got a pan, nice hot pan. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss some oil in here, a little olive oil. Okay, don't need a whole lot. Just kind of coat the pan a little bit, you know. And I'll let that get a little warm. Okay, but for the sake of, normally I would let that get nice and hot. But for this point, we're going to go ahead and move on, you know, and just kind of get these things going. So what I want to do is I want to start with my vegetables here. I want to do the harder vegetables first. So I'm going to take the onions, get them in here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the onions, get them in here. I'm going to take the onions, put them all in there. All right, and the celery, which is as close as I'm going to get in this collection to the onion consistency. Alright, get this going. Carrots come next. Carrots probably should have gone first, but these are all harder vegetables that I want to saute a little bit more before I put the softer ones in, like the mushrooms, the peas, and the green onions. Alright, so get that going a little bit here. Looking good, looking good. Alright, so these have been going for a couple of minutes here. They're getting pretty good there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and put my peas in. Alright. Put my mushrooms in here. Love all this. It's going to be a big, thick chicken pot pie. My green onions. Alright, and to all this wonderful mix, I'm going to add the chicken broth. That's about 1.5 cups. I make it myself, as I said. I think I said that earlier. I make that myself from chicken carcasses when I buy them up and cut them up and use them here in my kitchen, Johnny's Kitchen. All right, we're going to let this saute and simmer for a little bit. The next step is going to be adding the cornstarch slurry, which I'm not going to do just yet. But I am going to go ahead and put the chicken in because while these vegetables are sauteing and getting it from the chicken broth, I want them to also start seasoning the chicken itself a little bit. So at this point, I'm not going to put the cheese in yet. I'm not going to put the cornstarch slurry in yet, but I am going to go ahead and add the chicken. Okay. Now for this recipe, I use big quantities of my ingredients, okay? Because I like a thick chicken pot pie. So I have a nice thick, deep pie pan over here. Alright, so we're going to let this go for a little bit. Okay, and while that's doing what it's going to do, I say in a few minutes what we're going to do is we're going to put the, like I said, the cornstarch slurry in here to give it kind of a thickening type of thing. So we will go from there. So we'll see you then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Alrighty then, I think we are ready to put this into the pie crust, ladies and gentlemen. This filling is done. It finished off a little bit ago. It's nice and thick. Kind of take it off the heat a little bit so we can cool a little bit, okay? But now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to get our pie crust in the pan. So I got a nice 9.5 inch, 10 inch pie crust rolled out here a little bit. So now this is, like I said, going to be a deep pie. So I have a deep pie pan here. I always spray the spray oil on there like Pam, and then flour it. I was taught that that will give you a nice drier bottom pie than a soggy bottom crust. So, anyways, here we go. Oop, I just put a little hole in it there. That's okay. All right, let's get this going here. So, we'll go ahead and drop this in here, and we're going to line this pie pan. There's still one ingredient missing. Who can tell me what that ingredient is? Survey's head. That's right. Ding, 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 ding. The cheese. Anyways, so let's come over here and put some of this happiness and joy in here. Let's put some happiness and joy in here. That's enough, you know. I'm putting all of it in there, right? That's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going. You know what? I am not slowing down today. This is absolutely ridiculous, but hey, you know what? If you can't have fun in the kitchen, then why are you in the kitchen? You know, I'm sure there's probably reasons why you have to be in the kitchen, but if you have to be in the kitchen, try to enjoy being in the kitchen if you can. I mean, make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it your own. You know, don't follow a recipe, follow a method. All right, remember the methods, okay? The saute method, the boiling method, poaching, stuff like that. Apply that. Make your own stuff. Look how thick that is now with the cheese. All right. We're going to get this into the first pie pan over here. Okay, the one pie pan. Yeah, that's all going in here, ladies and gentlemen. All of that is going in here.
Yeah.
In here. Get over here.
Yeah.
Come here. All right, so here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to pour it this way. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to pour it this way. Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh, would you just look at that? You know what I'm saying? KFC didn't cut shit on me, man. I'm sorry, I'm cussing a lot in this. All right, there we go, there we go. Look at that perfect fit. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Come on. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even measure. You're kidding me right now. All right. All right. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Second crust. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to go on the top. Okay, this one goes on a little easier. You don't have to stuff it, but I'm just going to use my thumbs and push it down around the corner, you know, to kind of follow the line. Bring it down. I did put the cheese in, I guess. Okay. I forgot the cheese the last time I made one of these for myself, but it was still good. But I had to grossly over-season the final product, put some salt and pepper, and or what I like to use is Montreal steak seasoning. I use that shit on everything. I mean, if a recipe calls for Montreal for salt or pepper, I use that instead. It's got all the flavors I like and spices. Okay, so basically, I just use my thumbs to kind of push this down. That kind of helps get an even bake on the ingredients inside there. I'm just kind of running my thumb over and pulling off the edges. You know, that's it. All right, that's good. It looks pretty good. That's going to be an awesome chicken pot pie right there. Are we done? No. Are we almost done? Yes. Okay, so what's our next step? Our next step is we want to slice this a little bit, but I also want to get some egg because we want to spread some egg on top of this because it's going to give it a nice flaky golden brown texture that's going to blow your mind. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we've seen how I get this pie put together, the next thing you need to do is you want to scramble a couple eggs together. Don't cook them, just scramble them together there because you're going to spread this on the top of the crust. Okay, so let me get my handy dandy brush here and I'm just going to kind of cover. You don't want it to be super thick and like puddling up, but you want to cover the entire crust. Okay, including the edge. All right, let's get that spread out there. I got some leftover right there. So, all right. So now that that's finished, I'm just going to set this over here. All right. The next thing we need to do is we need to cut a couple of slits in this thing. So you don't want it to be bubbling up too much and stuff. So I'm just going to go like this. Yeah, go like that. Maybe a little bit longer up here to kind of match that one. Oops. Easy, John. Let's go out this way. Go out this way. Classic, cross-cut pattern for making a pie. And this puppy right here, this one is ready to go in the oven. So we're going to put it in the oven. By the way, preheat your oven to 375. Oh, God. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven because my oven, unlike yours, is probably already preheated to 375. So here we go. All right. Into the oven with this happy, joyous recipe. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. In the oven. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set our timer. This is at 375, by the way. And we're going to set the timer for initially for 25 minutes. I want to take a look at it at that point. Keep in mind that most of the ingredients inside there are already cooked through. The broth was processed properly on a stove. The chicken meat was already cooked. The other stuff is edible as it sits. So what we're looking for is a warm brown crust, a flaky crust on the pie, because what that's going to do is going to let us know it's ready. Because trust me, the inside, you're still going to have to let it sit for a while. So we will be back after these messages, ladies and gentlemen, from our sponsor. We now return you to your regular program, already in progress. Ladies and gentlemen, the pie is out of the oven. This chicken pot pie looks spectacular. I cannot wait to dig into it. Take a look at this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, chicken pot pie done on the done list. Cross it off on the list. It's done. We did it. Good times. You know. Rockstar, game on. Go play. Sorry. Long story short, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thanks to my buddy Rob Gillis, who's not here right now during the final edit process, but he's the one that did the camera that was walking around following me doing stuff, moving around. So we're going to hopefully continue that relationship on and do something, some more stuff. So thanks for watching again, and see you next time. Remember, stay fed, people. Yes. Later. Do 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 do.